Terrible range. You've not been exercising.
Hiya!
That's Kate and Lavagna.
And that's Kaysha Louvain. And this is Tea for Two.
Us, you, and a brew. And...
Ryan.
Keyse.
Sapnin. I'm going to bring some masculine energy to this, I think.
Come on, then.
Yeah, there's a lot of pink.
A lot of pink.
I feel fabulous, but...
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
To be honest, there's a lot of pink, but we are not a massive lover of pink.
You're covered in, like, Viking tattoos. That doesn't surprise me that you're not a lover of pink.
I know.
I don't think that's going to break the news, though.
I generally am.
Yeah.
No, I know. It's just funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got a
loads
couple.
of tats.
Yeah.
Is that new?
Maybe. Yeah, I had these quite recently.
Yeah, I don't think you had that one because I remember seeing Live, Laugh, what is it? Love on your...
Live, laugh, love. Laugh at all the lovers and their plans. I wouldn't feel the need to hold your hand. That wouldn't really make sense hanging up in a white woman's bedroom.
It wouldn't. Are they? Is that your...
No, those that is Jason Isbell's lyrics. This is from a song called If We Were Vampires, which is... And he has Bob Dylan lyrics.
Nice.
Tattooed on his arm like this, so I'm an absolute fanboy, so I got his lyrics tattooed on my arm. And
I
one
like
day
that.
I'll be really successful and somebody will have my lyrics tattooed on their arm.
Yeah.
And I'll think they're rubbish and weird.
Yeah. So give us a little introduction. Who are you? And why on earth have you come to spend more than a minute with me, Kaysha?
I'm regretting it. I am Ryan Keyse. I am from Newport, South Wales. And I started as an actor, I guess. I was an actor for a year. I did Little Shop of Horrors. I was the only person in the show who didn't have a microphone.
Great.
Because I couldn't sing. And then...
I love that is a thing that definitely happens.
Yeah. Well,
Especially
I remember...
in Amdram when they're like, just turn it down.
Yeah.
Just turn it down.
100%. There's people in my band I would do that with.
But it's the fact of now listening to you sing, and I'm like, when did you realise you could sing then? Because it's not...
Basically, if you try and make me sing Alan Menken, I can't do it. I'll appreciate it, but I can't do it. If you try and make me sing Ryan Keyse songs, I can do that. Because
it's your own voice.
Yeah. They're all in the key of C.
Fine.
I can't sing anywhere other than that.
Yeah.
There are musicians who've made excellent careers out of songs all being in the same key.
Well, I sing country music, so that's it.
That is it, yeah.
3 chords and the truth. You don't have to do anything.
I love that.
Yeah.
3 chords and the truth.
Yeah. Only it's not that these days in popular country music. It's 3 chords and like a bunch of cliches about boots and trucks and...
Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't do that stuff.
There are a few good eggs.
There's a few good ones. I can go into
Lainey Wilson, I think.
I was listening to her yesterday. She's good.
I really like. Miranda Lambert, I've always been a fan of.
Yeah, I trash pop country music. I do love it, and I started so me and my family used to go to Florida loads as a kid because
Nice.
Yeah, we were really spoiled. But at the same time, I was just to friends. I was like, I've been to Florida 6 times and I'm still depressed. You know what's going on there? But we're all good now. And yeah, so we used to I grew up listening to country music in the back of the car. In the back of the car, yeah.
Love that.
Newport.
And
so I love pop country music. And then I got older. I was an actor for a year and I quit acting. Discovered Jason Isbell, who lyrics I have on my arm, and then basically that kind of opened my eyes to a certain style of songwriting, which I kind of then studied and is what I do now, and that's kind of very anti-pop country. So I do try. I crap on pop country music all the time and kind of just rubbish unoriginal pop music in general, but I also love it at the same time. I understand it's got its place, but it's funnier to just be mean about things, isn't it?
Yeah, especially if you're in one genre, you can be mean about other genres.
Yeah, it is. So,
I'm just a people pleaser, so I'm trying to do all the genres all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm similar. I'm like halfway between you pair, I reckon.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, where I love my country music. Grown up on it. But even I've grown up on that pop country as well, with Shania Twain, Leanne Rimes. Yeah. So I've grown up on that.
They're great. Like Shania Twain is a great songwriter.
It was literally,
and this is always the
so
thing.
weird. I literally saw her probably with Olivia.
And
the
me.
podcast to listen
By
to
the way, I was there.
Oh my God, you were. You absolutely were. I've completely forgotten. It's because we didn't take many pictures.
We didn't go together.
No,
but we weren't very closely close. I think I knew.
It's weird thinking about a year ago.
I know. I knew Olivia less than you.
Yeah,
but I think I hugged her more that day.
You definitely did.
Yeah, because we were still a bit sussing each other out.
It's true.
It wasn't until I thought, actually, I could make some money off her.
Yeah, and you're still waiting to.
You're still fucking waiting.
Yeah, how much do you regret that decision?
Huge mistake.
Let's not talk about it. It would be
Shania Twain live in Chepstow Racecourse. And
never go to Chepstow Racecourse again.
It was raining, wasn't it? It was a hard gig. It was a wet gig, and not for the right reasons. Do you know what I mean?
Wow,
it was damp.
Took me 2 hours to get home. Hour to get out of the car park.
Oh yeah,
because I drove. But Olivia's dad, I think, picked you up.
Yeah. So we walked out, which was still a bit of a trek, to be honest with you. Yeah. It's not the easiest place to get to if you're like in a wheelchair, or like the accessibility isn't great. I assume they let them drive in for that and this thing set up, but it's still not great. Even if you're like an elderly person who doesn't come under like disabled or otherwise, there's a long way to walk to that.
Long way to walk, especially when it's
to the stage
wet,
itself.
It was slippery. It wasn't pleasant. I thought. Even though I really enjoyed Shania Twain and it was like a wow moment. I
know what you're going to say.
It was the fact of she did her last song, cut it off and then bye.
Yeah. There was no encore.
Like, whoa.
Yeah, everyone was like, all right, got a cold, have you?
Yeah, and it was more of, we saw Delta Goodrum, didn't we? Which blew my socks off.
Whoa. I never normally say this. I really appreciate support artists, and I do tend to make the effort to go and see somebody at the start of the gig. I'm not one of these people who will go for a drink and then come in for the live.
No, I don't do that
main event. I like to go and support the supports. But I didn't know who she was, and you and Olivia were like, "What do you mean you don't know who Delta Goodrum?" And I was like, "I've just completely not come across her. She's basically J-Lo, but better,
but talented,
way better than J-Lo. Yeah. She looks."
That sounds like a real empowering gig.
Exactly like J-Lo. Like I literally I was like, that's
J-Lo supporting Shania Twain. I was like, I doubt it, love.
No, but she sang all these country songs, and the voice on that woman. Yeah. And you told me who she was. So she used to be married to
Brian McFadden.
Brian McFadden, that's correct. Yeah. Split up now?
Yeah.
Split up ages ago. Big, massive public split up. She went away for a bit, and now she's back, and she's even better.
She's like, I don't really know how to describe it. It's country, but then very like almost like musical theatre. I know she did some theatre in Australia.
Yeah, she's Australian, isn't she? That's it. Yeah.
So
you know her?
Don't. Oh God, like I've got a whole day with you today. Let's not.
We do this once a week. What are you talking about?
Oh no, we don't. People know that by now.
Before we carry on really quickly,
and we also just like did not mention Rag and Bone Man.
Oh, I've seen Rag and Bone Man 3 times now, both in support status, and also I've been to a Rag and Bone gig.
Yeah,
his band are phenomenal. His backing singer is one of my favourite backing singers on the scene. She's so cool. Mm-hmm. And he just sings his songs and talks to the audience about his songs.
Just great.
And that is all you want.
He just does it.
And they're so tight as a band. And the sound, because I know he's like, I'm on here. I know it's all poppy stuff, but when you see him live, it's very soulful. And he always has a big brass section. Oh my God, they're so good.
Put in an effort.
I
only know his one song. But
dive into his albums and go
and
see it.
I bet you say that. I bet if you actually did listen, you'd go, oh, I recognise that one. Oh, I know that one.
Absolutely.
Like I did
and
that.
And his new album is all about trying to explain to his children or child about death, because he lost his either mother or father, I can't remember, quite recently. And then Ispout did this album, which was all about like trying to make his children see that if you believe there's something else, then they're not really dead and their spirit lives on. Oh my God. When you know that about the album and you listen to it, it's like, whoa. Cool. Anyway, really quickly, tea.
You could choose one for me if you want. I'm down.
I'm going to give you a spicy fruit. Okay. We're on Tea Angels today.
Because that's what I am.
Do you like a spicy fruit?
Natural, fair and delicious.
Spicier the better.
It's actually got "We Are Here to Help" on the back of this, and it's got info@teaangels.co.uk. Maybe we can try
and get a sponsor.
We can try Tea Angels, but let's try the tea first. It might not be that up to scratch.
Why don't we all have a spicy then?
I'm going to try a spicy. I'll try a spicy one. I'll have a spicy fruit. I wasn't
quite ready for spice today.
Yeah. It's Pride Month. I'll have a spicy fruit. Is it Pride Month? I think
it is.
It is.
I had to check then with it. Is it Pride Month?
I think so.
With the lesbian on the song. Yeah. Is it Pride Month?
I guess so. It doesn't really bother me, does it? Pride Month, because You know,
she's upset too many of the community already.
Well, one, the community don't really like me anyway, because there's always, I've never really spoken to you about this, right? But
are you serious?
No, I'm going on a serious matter, but you can choose to take it seriously or not. I don't really give a fuck.
Okay, I probably will. I'm a very serious person.
So the gay community, right?
I'm burning myself.
They love,
God.
they love like really feminine, flamboyant camp men. Mm-hmm. They love the very, very pretty lesbians. Us butch lesbians,
Get forgotten about.
we just get forgotten about.
Do you think
Even though if it wasn't for the butch lesbian during, especially AIDS and stuff, and the
80s.
and the kind of support that they shown the gay men, and you know, God knows what if something horrific could have been even worse.
Do you think it's because stereotypically butch lesbian, that stereotype is reminiscent of like toxically masculine men and all the
you
oppression
threaten
that
them.
have been caused?
Yeah.
You're trying to be them.
Yeah.
Manly and like...
Very positive. And also we have that kind of thing of, we'll just do it ourselves. Want to build something? We'll fucking do it ourselves. Again, that kind of lesbian, female, whether it, so many terminologies these days, I don't fucking keep up with them. I just like the word dyke, if I'm honest. That suits me better than anything. But no one seems to like it.
I'm sweating. As a straight white man, I'm sweating.
Like,
I was going to say, Ryan, you've got awfully quiet.
He's
like, please don't say the wrong
thing. It's too like they're fresh right now. So tense. So dodged cancellations left, right and centre. You said the words, I chuckled and thought, that's me fucked. And that's me. Then they're coming for me. Yeah.
Class. Anyway, we've gone completely off topic. Your teas are brewed.
Yes,
Let's
thank
all
you.
do a little cheers because we've stopped cheersing. I haven't put sugar in yours though. Do you want to try without?
No, I'll try it without first.
Yeah.
Speech.
Cheers.
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 That's such a rejection. There is a spicy fruit.
Oh, that smells like Christmas.
I just smell like cinnamon in it,
Okay.
I'm guessing. Or mulled wine.
Yeah, mulled wine.
So I know it's
Oh,
Christmas when I go to my parents' house and my mum's got the mulled wine candle out.
Just have you don't have to hold the fucking cup. Maybe yours.
Pine cone.
Yeah, it's very...
It's like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
I was at a stag
I
once.
don't know how I feel about that.
I was at a stag once and we were talking about things we're afraid of. And a guy said...
Sounds like a really fun stag.
Yeah. And a guy said, he was like, I'm afraid of pine cones. He was a nice guy. He really said he was afraid of pine cones. And I was like, right, okay. Then he kind of talked a bit about it. And in my head, I was just like, I'm definitely putting a pine cone next to this guy. And anyway, I didn't. And then afterwards, I said, I'm afraid of sharks. And then somebody else went,
shags?
Sharks.
Oh, sharks.
Easy. I ain't afraid of nothing. Sharks. And some other guy said, actually, sharks aren't as dangerous as they seem. I said, neither are pine cones, but you didn't say fucking anything then, did you?
Yeah, that's odd. What are you afraid of?
Spiders. 100%. Like, I'm...
Shut up. I never knew that.
Huge phobia of spiders. Like, even just thinking about them.
But you like Harry Potter. There's a big furry one on there in the forest.
Yeah. There's Aragog, yeah. There's the whole scene where it goes from little tiny ones to this massive one. Now, Aragog doesn't frighten me.
No, it's the tiny ones.
It's not a real one.
It's the tiny ones. I tell you for why. They're small and they can get up in your
They get up in.
Please talk to us about what you and the band are all doing and what you've got planned.
And what you called?
Ryan Keyse and the Night Shift is what we're called.
Which is awesome.
It's a good name. People like the name.
It's a night
Our
shift.
logo's cool as well. It's like my friend Jax Jones did it, who actually is
very like tattoo.
He's my tattoo. So he did these
class.
three as well. So he's
Great.
super talented. And
Yeah.
I just went to him with this idea and he did it. So it's a crow with a shovel.
That's great.
Again, just called a Night Shift, and I think it's because I used to want to be a gravedigger.
Yeah, I could do
I
that.
applied to be a gravedigger once, and I was rejected, and I was devastated.
Whoa,
I could do that job.
What do you mean you wanted to do that job?
No, Ryan said he wanted to do that job, love, not me.
But
Don't
you
look at
said
me.
I could do that.
I could do that job, yeah.
As long as there's no
Digging
spiders.
graves.
Digging graves, yeah.
Mind you,
Put all my bodies in.
You just dig them. So
You just dig that. Well, that's what I always thought of. I used to work in retail, and I applied for this job, and I spent a week just going around telling people what I would do. And I was like, I'd only work at night. I'd wear like a leather poncho. And if people said, "What do you do?" I just dig holes, and it would be like really creepy. I'd make friends with crows, just stuff like that. I thought it'd be fun, and then I found out that you don't even use a shovel; you use a digger, which like part of me is like, cool, I get to use a digger, but at the other time, it's just. I prefer the old school way. So anyway, I didn't get her either way, and then I became a songwriter instead.
How do you apply to be a grave digger? Who do you apply to?
Basically, you just turn up and you just dig one, and then basically, when they come along, if they like
are you not taking the mic now? Yet?
No, you literally.
You
just
are
turn
taking
up,
the mic because you're smiling. Don't, because I'm gullible as hell. I'm literally so gullible. I literally
just dig holes, and just eventually people go, you know what, you've got some talent.
You know what? I'll put a body in that one.
They do like an open mic for grave diggers. If you get spotted, they'll book you.
Oh, God.
They'll open dig.
Yeah.
My friend Ryan, weird. My friend Ryan, he's a bassist in a band called Tiberius, and he's also an actor and an actor-musician who lives in London.
Sounds terrible.
I think he's actually currently working in the London Dungeons as one of the actors. I think he's doing that. He's always been really gothic and into all that stuff, His family are Scottish, and they own, I think, one of the biggest, what do you call them? Funeral directors there. And I won't ruin it, because hopefully one day we'll get him on the pod, but his hands have been through a body.
Oh, nice.
Like, because it was there for so long.
So long, yeah, it all just fell apart and
literally
surely yours have as well.
I was going to say, my hands have been through a body. Have yours? Have yours? Yes, they fucking us.
Definitely.
Yeah.
100%. But yes, why are we talking about death? Can we move on?
Let's go, because night shift, grave digger, crow.
We've had a few problems in this room, haven't we?
It's haunted.
That's the ghost.
It's
the ghosts.
haunted.
So I wouldn't be bothered by being haunted.
No, and neither am I.
I'd be glad of the company.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I think that they would. I think they'd leave me before I left them. I think.
Yeah.
Which is how. Anyway, that's how I became a songwriter.
Yeah.
Oh God, we can use that for this today.
Oh,
Brilliant.
lovely. I'm actually enjoying this.
I think you're a spicy, fruity tea girl, and you just don't know it.
I'm a bit of a spicy fruit. It's very nice, actually.
What was it? Right, man.
You're going to say it now, just in case.
He just wants a real.
I just want to seem like
I'm an ally.
It's really tough because I'm aware of what I look like. I'm very aware that I look like the problem.
And let's face it, you lack opportunities because you're a straight white man.
It's tough out there.
It's very, very tough out there, and so you need that kind of queer backing.
Yeah,
I get it.
We'll back you, and we're as queer as they come.
Yeah. I mean, if the gays are behind you, you can accomplish anything.
Anything.
I think.
It's
So,
true.
yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
Certainly
be
in
fun.
terms of songwriting and the band, because we keep on going back to.
Can I just say, this is the second time we've recorded this, right? We recorded a couple of weeks ago. It was so like straight down the line.
Yeah, there was
we like covered. We were really serious.
It was the first day that we came here, though. So it was like new setup. Like it was like new equipment.
We were finding our feet. We were like, okay, we've got a guest. That's great.
So what do we do this time? We don't give a fuck now.
Yeah, I don't either. Fuck it. So anyway, I write songs, and I make them up. I'm all right at it.
Yeah.
I'm known for saying that I'm all right at it, and people say, you know what, we'd compliment you a lot more if you didn't do it so much yourself.
Yeah.
But I don't care. I still do it anyway.
Fuck it if you're good at something.
Exactly. Yeah, I work hard at it. So,
So tell us, in terms of working hard at it, tell us about your songwriting. How do you write a song?
So I view it as, there's lots of musicians who sit around and go, I need to wait for...
Oh my God.
Happy Pride Month.
Right,
Happy Pride Month.
There's lots of musicians... There's lots of musicians who will say, you wait around until, the motivation or whatever. Inspiration. That's how that hits. Yeah, I think that's rubbish. I think inspiration's for amateurs. I believe in music's like to find your work in, and it's a craft. Like it is, you can be taught how to do it. Mm-hmm. You can, if you know how to play guitar, I'll sit there and I'll start with some random chords, and then I'll think of random things throughout the day that have like caught on with me. And it's often, I'm really conversational in my songwriting. I don't like metaphor. I don't like analogies, really. Like, every rule can be broken. But for me, I generally am very, in terms of what I want to achieve, it's very conversational tone. And in terms of who I want to be speaking to, so generally, I write songs about, masculine figures who are trying to be accountable for things, happy pride
I write
month.
songs about lesbians,
Yeah,
even though I'm
you
a
write
straight,
songs about
pale whale male. Was this?
I'm a pale whale male.
No. what they call you now in my industry? Oh, he's stale, pale, and male.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Oh, it's bad, isn't it?
I am
Actually
pale.
bad.
Yeah.
No, go on.
I write songs. So I write songs about accountability, and I'm somebody who I've messed up a lot in my life, and I've done the wrong thing sometimes, and it's a lot of the time me writing songs is me trying to.
What are you speaking about? You're talking very seriously.
Because you talking really seriously. That's what you just did. Sorry, Ryan. It's because
I write songs.
It's because same. That's it.
Yeah.
I just looked at Kaysha and went,
Sure.
oh, me too.
Yeah.
I messed up a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on.
Right, here's the thing. I'll put it as plain as I can. There's two kinds of people in the world. There's people who will write a song that is all like, I did nothing wrong and you were mean to me, right?
Yeah.
And then there's people who will write songs that go, well, it's probably on me.
Yeah.
I'm the second guy.
Okay.
I'm the guy where even if I try to be accountable, even if things aren't entirely my fault, or if I'm making them up, like it's trying to be characters that are trying to process what they've done and what they've been through and trying to come to terms with it. And sometimes you do it, like it's just about delivering a message, I think. Like I've got a song that's like, it's a really heavy one. I refer to it as this, the piss the bed song. Because it's about a guy who's like, oh, give me drugs strong enough to keep me down, I'll piss the bed and miss my ride. And this thing. So I remember playing this song, and it's a really, really heavy song. And a guy came up to me afterwards in a pub in Newport, and he was like, oh, you know that piss the bed song? I went, yeah. He said, man, I related to it so much, I had to leave the room.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's a really heavy song, and and you could tell he had real, I don't know if this is offensive to say, crackhead energy. But he really related to it, and then I didn't know what to say, so I was just like, glad to hear it, which I don't think that was the right thing to say. But he was like, oh, can I listen to it again? And that's why I write songs, is so I can write songs about, like, really, because I think if you can be in a bad situation or have, done bad things, quote unquote, but you can be aware enough that you can try and improve and think about what you did and think about why you did it.
And grow.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. And I think that's the best thing you can be in life is kind of aware of your circumstances. Whether you're aware of how great your circumstances are and be really grateful for it, or be aware of maybe how wrong your circumstances are and what your hand was in it. And sometimes you've got to just play the card you're dealt, and sometimes it's not your fault. But essentially, when I write songs, I'm thinking of conversations and people or things that I've done and trying to communicate that sort of message of accountability and trying to turn basically people who are probably traditionally toxically masculine into being slightly more positive about it. And I think the way to do that is through accountability, and that's how I write songs. That's my goal for when I write a song. And the way to do that is to be really specific. For me, in my line of songwriting, is to be. I'm not afraid of being unrelatable to everybody, because lots of people just they're in love and they this. I wrote this song after so and so left me and blah blah blah, and they kind of like they put the context of the song in the song for you, and then when you actually like break down the lyrics, there's nothing unique, there's nothing personal. They really generalized. It's very generalized. They're not. I'm not going to say they're bad songs, and they're not bad lyrics, because it could be that you really relate to them, but it might be that anybody can relate to them. Whereas for me, I view it as, because sometimes I say I make stuff up and people will kind of go, oh, you've not been through anything or whatever like that. But I see it as, I like superhero movies. Like I like Marvel movies. I can't relate to, a superhero overcoming some big bad guy and saving the world. But I can relate to just overcoming an obstacle or trying to find the strength to do a good thing, which can be hard sometimes. So for me, people trying to like think of songs, I think of songwriting where, you have to be able to relate to 100% of it, or 100% of it has to be true. Whereas I think it can be fictional, it can blur the lines. If I can write about a really specific character, and you only relate to one line, but you might be able to relate that to that character because of that one thing. Yeah. And that's enough, and that can tell the story. And I don't really write narrative stories. They don't really have a beginning, a middle, and an end. I write chapters of a character's life, essentially. That's how I do it. Often it is mine, and I kind of don't really take responsibility for saying what's true and what's not in songs. If somebody hears, a line about piss in the bed, and then they assume I piss the bed, I'm like, no, just so everybody knows, you're missing the point of what the line is. But also, if somebody thinks that's true, I also don't care either, because it's it's a performance. It's the same as acting. So being a singer is the same as being an actor.
That's an interesting topic.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, I think I agree. Yeah, I think I agree.
Storytellers, storytellers in a different way.
So I started acting when I was 23, I think.
Which lots of people would say is really late.
It's really late. Yeah, it's
normally
really late.
By then you've done the little
school
stagecoach or
plays,
school, something,
those sorts of things. But I never did any of that. I would probably say I was a performer without a stage. I'd say in school, where I like being funny. I got two older brothers, and we just take the piss out of each other constantly. Yeah. It was more like wit would be like trying to make people laugh. I love making people laugh. And just having, a positive impact, I suppose. And also I just find it funny myself more than I'm not going to say like, I just like bringing joy to others, because I don't care. If I find it funny, that's what I care about.
We get on really, really well.
Yeah. It's because we're both toxic and butch.
Yes. Happy Pride.
Yeah. Happy Pride, man. So ding. So but I never did it in school. So I never did it in school, and then I got into acting when I was like 23, because I think I was just trying to find something to do. I probably wasn't in that good of a place, and my mother was work with somebody who worked with Newport Operatic Society, so I did Little Shop of Horrors.
Nice.
Couldn't sing, didn't have a microphone, but the rush of being on stage was something really new to me and very cool. I don't think I've ever had the same sort of rush as I have.
Even with gigging, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's such a specific feeling.
Yeah.
Well, let's face it, because if you were playing a song, especially if you're a songwriter, you can cover so easily. Yeah. Like you slip up or you play the wrong chord, or you can slide into something else. You're on stage with lines.
And other people are relying on you. And other
people for cues, or you've got to be in the right place at the right time.
Dance routines. It's mad.
At the height of perfection.
And you're also dealing with, especially in Amdram, no offence, bits of costume might break, and you just got to be able to act on your feet straight to it.
So I did Little Shop of Horrors, and then I did a play called Cider with Rosie, where I had like a couple of little speaking parts, and then I did Death of a Salesman.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I was one of the brothers in Death of a Salesman. I was the less important brother in Death of a Salesman.
I love Death of a Salesman.
It's a really good play.
Did you see the National Theatre version of it?
Nope, I don't watch it.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to find a link somewhere.
Yeah, please do. Never seen this.
Yeah, it's genuine. It's really great. It's really great writing.
Good.
But I was one of the brothers, and I remember I took it really seriously. If I commit to anything, I really commit to it, and I become quite obsessed with stuff really easily. So I took it very seriously, and I was due to do a couple more plays, and then kind of COVID happened and some other stuff, and I just quit acting on the spot, essentially. Unintentionally, I just quit acting. And then my dad worked with some people. So a lot of this stuff I've been into is just by chance of my parents trying to kind of slightly push me into it.
Great.
So I was 24 at this point, and my dad worked with a couple of people who went to an open mic, and they said I'd always played guitar. I played guitar since I was 15, not well at any point, I'd say.
Played it.
But I played it. Yeah. And I never sang. I never sang at home or anything. But I went to this open mic, and I played Hang Me in the Tulsa County Stars by John Morland, which is a really great song. And people liked it, and people liked my tone of voice. I always say I'm not a great technical singer. I don't have technique really, but people tend to like my tone. So that's good enough for me. I'm working on it, but that's good enough for me. I just started, COVID happened then, and I bought a really nice guitar, and I sat at home for a year and just wrote songs. and became obsessed with it. And I discovered Jason Isbell. And I had, so with If We Were Vampires, which is the song that I have on my arm, there was a really like defining moment for me where I went, oh, I want to write songs. This is what I want to do. And it was in between like the first and second lockdown when you were like, you're allowed to go to pubs, but you had to sit outside. Right. One of those times.
Groups of six.
Groups of six, yeah.
Group of six, and they had to be like, what was it, a beat apart? Or
2 meters apart. I mean, we weren't following any of those rules, but
no, of course we weren't.
Yeah, I remember it really vividly. Where I went to go meet my mate, who was this guitarist, really talented guitarist called Morgan Reeder, and I went to meet him, and he was with a workmate, and that guy had a bunch of people there, and that guy's dad was there.
Is he a good reader?
Doubtful. He's a nice guy though. But we were there and we're in this tent outside and it was like storming, like really dark, really just storming. And there was an older fella next to me, like 74, I think he said he was. And he had told me that his wife had passed away like 2 weeks ago.
From COVID?
I don't know if it was from COVID, but he just said, it just said she passed away.
Did that make a difference?
Yeah. Important, vital, just sad. Yeah.
Just
sad. Took so many of us. Anyway, so he's next to me, and then I'm there with a guitar, I'm almost there, and he says he wants to hear a song. So I start playing this like old folk song called by Townes Van Sant, Pancho and Lefty, right? And nobody listens to it. I get like a verse in. Nobody is listening to me. It's like all stormy stuff, so I kind of quietly stop playing. And then this guy's a bit pissed, and he like shuts everybody up then who you're with. And he says, I want to hear a song. So then I thought, everybody is listening to me now, and I thought I'd go Hail Mary. So If We Were Vampires, the chorus of it is, it's knowing that this can't go on forever. Likely one of us will have to spend some days alone. Maybe we'll get 40 years together, but one day I'll be gone, or one day you'll be gone.
Oh, fucking hell,
So
man.
yeah, it's a heavy song. It's a stunning song. It's about how mortality is the thing that makes love worth it and all these different things, right? It's a beautiful, it's like up there with my favourite song of all time. So anyway, I decide to throw a Hail Mary in front of these people who don't know me at all, and I just start playing this song. And I can hear, by about the second verse, or by the first chorus, I can hear this guy bawling his eyes out next to me. Like this, he was a lorry driver, like this big, like old fella, and he's bawling his eyes out next to me. And I like positioned myself so I couldn't see him, and I was just in the corner of this tent staring at, or like canopy thing, staring at Morgan, my mate. And I can hear, like, it's dead quiet, and I can hear somebody get up and go round, and I can hear that she's like, clutching him next to me. And I just kept going with the song. And then it finished, and nobody said anything, and I just sat there really quietly and awkwardly. And then he, like, stood up then, and he kissed me on the cheek, and he was like, that was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. Like, thank you so much for that. I'll remember that for the rest of my life. Because I took a shot, and that was a huge defining moment for me in going, oh, this is why you write songs.
And this matters.
This matters to him. And as much as I can crap on pop country music and also love it at the same time. And all these different things, as music does whatever it needs to do at the time, sometimes you just need music you're driving and you need to listen to Running Down a Dream, by Tom Petty, and like, classic. Just, with the windows down, drive a little bit too fast and have that. And then other times you lose your partner and you need something to relate to.
Yeah.
And I think that's the goal of music. I think.
Oh yeah, it's the big deal.
It's storytelling. It's human connection, and I think that was a huge moment for me in going, oh, I want to be able to do this for somebody.
Yeah, that's cute. That is. Like, I just needed a scream this morning, so I put Hailstorm on.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to do this morning.
Oh, what a lovely! I feel like this is a great place to go into our new game.
Our new game.
With the new guests.
Our new quick fire round.
I'd quite like to get the little pinger in as well.
Go on then. Colour play.
Musical.
Sunshine or moonlight.
Moonlight.
Sweet or savoury.
Savoury.
Plants or pets.
Pets.
Film or series.
Film.
Festival or arena.
Arena.
Oh!
Pasty or sausage roll.
Sausage roll. Sausage roll.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Fried or scrambled.
Scrambled.
A paid gig or a charity gig?
Paid gig.
Condiments or condom off?
Condiments.
Pull in or pull out?
Happy Pride, polite.
And lastly, Louvain or Lavagna.
Lavagna.
Just before we finish, we're doing this new thing at the moment. I
Yeah.
did an R&D called Vamp, which was a vampire rock musical where I played a vicar who gets bitten and plays the drums afterwards.
Sounds amazing.
With a theatre company called She Wolves in London.
She was
2 weeks
shitting it
ago.
though, but it was good.
Shit, yeah. They definitely couldn't have done it without me. I'm joking. So the director Hannah used to start and end the rehearsal day with, "What colour are you feeling
What colour am I feeling?
today?" So if when you woke up this morning, it can be
Yeah.
different. You can feel different now, or what
Yeah.
colour are you right now? It's quite a good question. I love it.
Well, it's one of those things you want to say, like, you know, if you say blue or something, that has an association with it. But I don't
Nah,
think
but
anything
then you
else.
explain, because I've said blue before, but I've gone, but like a turquoisey, calm blue. No, I haven't
Calm
said,
blue,
yeah.
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 I feel a little bit of a purple, bit of like an aubergine, a little bit spicy, a little bit fruity.
Royal.
Like, do you know, a little bit like...
Are you just
ooh.
describing the tea you've just had?
Yeah, but I think that might be partly why. And our little saucy like kind of topics that we spoke about. I feel a bit purple today.
Nice, sexy,
Yeah.
I feel black.
right?
Like
Happy
a fucking
Pride.
soul.
Well, you do want to dig graves, so that makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
I think you would be...
I genuinely think I'd be happier if I was doing that.
I think you're kind of black all the time now.
It's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of my thing. It's
Dark.
like, I'm openly quite cynical, but also I'm incredibly passionate. I love what I get to do. I've got a really good life. My life is pretty chill.
Yeah, great.
But I'll write songs as if I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
good, that's the way.
Yeah.
Well, happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Might see you tonight, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come up,
yeah.
watch the bands, the night shift.
Lovely.
What time you on?
9. About 9.
About 9, is it?
It's going to be quite
hang
loose,
around.
loose timings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick
Cool.
around.
Yeah.
Anything coming up that you want to talk about quickly?
Yeah, we're putting. I'm going to call it a tour. So my
It is a
Instagram,
tour.
It's a tour. So my Instagram looks posher. It's not just random gigs that I've managed to scrape together that I'll book as if it's an actual thing
that
on my
is
Instagram.
touring now.
So it
That
looks
is a tour.
posher.
Yeah.
So I look as if I'm a successful musician instead of having like 20 listeners a month on my Spotify.
yeah.
But it's a tour. The big show that we're doing is the Beehive in July 19th.
London.
In London, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I've
the
done
first
that.
London show with the band. I should have talked about my band a bit. They're all nice guys, and that's all you need to know about
There we
them.
are.
They're incredibly
Hello, band.
talented. Have the best guitarists in the world.
We'll
but-
put all the links as well below, and
Yeah.
you can go and check the band out
And the tour.
and
the
the
tour.
tour.
Yeah, maybe I'll have merch to sell one day.
Tour.
I do have a single that I'm going to put
Tour.
out, which I recorded with Tom Horton. It's called On My Side.
Tom
That's
Horton?
what Tom
Oh,
Horton.
nice.
Tom Horton, yeah.
Tom Horton of
Nice.
Block.
C Block Productions.
C Block
yeah. I think
Productions.
they're just called Block Productions, now. Block
Block
Sessions.
Sessions,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's incredibly talented guy.
Yeah,
very
he's,
nice
he's
as
a
well.
lovely guy.
Yeah,
really
do you know
talented.
it's, I want to say he did Redding's new song as well.
I saw something.
I think
I saw
so,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
that. He's
yeah.
he's in fingers in all the pies.
Oh yeah,
Oh, God, yeah.
I think he's like 60% of the South Wales music
I
scene. If I'm
kind of
perfectly
agree.
honest with
Yeah,
you, yeah, he's
absolutely,
very
yeah.
talented.
But rightly so. He's a got a lovely group of people around him as
Yeah.
well. Will, is it Will
yeah,
Langley?
Will, that's Will Langley.
Will's
Block
brilliant. He
Sessions, yeah,
filmed
yeah.
all the Block Session stuff when I did my release with
Yes.
them, and they was great. They were
Yeah, they're sick. So I got that
Yeah.
On My Side. The song's called. That's coming out.
On My Side.
On My Side. Yeah.
We'll be on your side when it comes out. We'll give it a little
Thanks.
share.
You and the rest of the
might.
lesbians.
I might,
Yeah.
might not.
Yeah.
Depends if I like it or not. No, really.
I don't know if I like it.
There we go. Yes.
Somebody will.
Somebody will, probably.
Yeah.
There we are.
Some white man will.
Huge
Yeah.
thank you
The
to
worst.
Ryan.
Thanks for having me again.
And we shall see you next Tuesday.